Okay. Now, as I told you that, so the code to be kept under try block. Okay. This brace for if block, after that try block to be closed, because that if block, this is if block, that is part of your try block. So if block to be, it is open, it is to be closed by this brace. This blue brace for your try block closing. After that, if try block is there in exception handling, I told you that catch block. We need to, the try block must be associated with the catch block. Catch block will be, this is the syntax, okay, exception E. Okay. After that, catch block must be closed with, this is the syntax for catch block. So once, as per the syntax try block, whatever the code you have written, so this is stating that it throws IO except input output exception. So once, whenever I have conducted the class over exception handling in Java, okay, I have briefed that so many exceptions are there. So null pointer exception, arithmetic exception, okay, index out of bounds, so many exceptions are input output exception. So that moment, so it generates input output exception. So that moment you need to import one more file, that is word package, import java dot, okay. So exceptions, they will come under the part of which package, you need to be understand that it is also IO package, okay, IO dot. So if it throws input output exception, you need to import that class, input output exception class, to handle the errors, exceptions. Okay. So input output exception, it is a class that is part of your input output package, because whenever I have kept the mouse here. So this method of file class throws IO exception. There is a chance. So who will handle this? So that moment I have imported this class, which is part of input output package, to handle the errors, exceptions, to handle here exceptions. Okay. Exceptions, I told you that in the previous classes, exception, nothing but simply error, but exceptions will be identified, will be detected by, exceptions means errors. Exceptions will be detected by JVM at the time of runtime. Runtime. Okay, I told you that what is compilation time and runtime. You refer my exception handling. Okay, within that I have briefed that what is compilation and what is the execution, what are the compile time errors, runtime errors. So exceptions will be occurred at runtime, execution time. Okay. So to handle these exceptions, okay, this class IO exception class imported from IO package. Next. Now, next word under this, as per our syntax, if file is created, print a message, file is as per this, na, access the method related with file creation algorithm. Okay. Next word. Okay. If file is, we need to get a message, file is created, otherwise file not found. Okay, file is not created, like that. So object file dot create new file. Within this, under this if else block. Okay. So under this open brace and close brace, put a statement. We need to get this, na, print a message. Na? So many message to be printed, you need to get system dot this print statement, a system dot out dot print ln. So which type of message you want to get? Okay, string type of data. So after the termination, okay. So we need to get a message file is created. Right here, file is created. Understood that? This, if file found, okay, so this message will be generated. File is created. We will get this message. Otherwise, file not found. Okay. One condition is that, na? One condition is this. Why it is giving error? Because, na, try to understand. This is a method, na? So you have your if black to be, you started with the if black open bracket, you need to close bracket. Okay. Now that error, that red mark, otherwise, no, you will get the red mark here. So it indicating that. Simply you can find that because you have started the open bracket for the if black and you close it. These two are for the method only. Okay. This is the open brace for the if black, and if black is closed with the yellow brace. This is for your try block. Try block started with the blue brace. Now under this, one more statement. If method file is not created, so else. I told you that else. So else syntax. Else if I kept this is, so it is giving error. So that moment you need to understand the syntax. What is the how to write the else block? Okay, nothing but open brace, close brace. Under this else block, okay, you need to put a statement. What statement? That is what method, that is what file not created. Otherwise, you copy this one, print statement. You copy, you put here, paste. So now here we need to file is not found. You write like this, okay? So now it is okay. Else block started, but else is giving Y error. Why it is giving error? We need to understand that. Okay. This is okay. Now try to understand this else block opened, else block closed here. This is for your if, if block to be closed here, not there. Okay. The if block to be closed here, else block close here. This is for your try block. Try block. Okay. Now there is no any error. Otherwise, no error was there. Try to understand. Else block, it was giving error. Try to understand. If I give one more brace here, so it is giving error. Why? Try to understand. That is the you need to check back that why it is giving error. Because if black, it is started here, a statement. So under this print statement. So now if black to be closed here, and else black next statement condition. So under this printout we will get. So it is else black to be closed here. After that, these else and if both blacks, they are part of try block. So this try block to be closed here. Catch block. So I told you that catch, whatever the error, if this create new file method throws any exception, that is input output exception. So in the previous classes, I told you that. So in the previous class, I told you that if you feel that any exception occurs, so that statement will be kept under try block. So if exception occurs, that will be handled by caught by this catch block. So that exception will be stored in this variable. And if you want to get that, what is that exception? System dot out dot println bracket e. Simply you pass that variable. So that variable is exception variable, which holds the if exception occurred. If exception occurred, that will be stored in this variable as an object, and that will be, you will get the printout. which type of exception it is. If you know that, otherwise you can simply, if you know that exception, which type of exception there is a chance, so you can keep IO exception. If you don't know which type of, as a programmer, you must be aware of that. Here, this type of exception surely will be raised. Okay, by that is what, by the help of you, as I told you that I have kept the mouse here, so it is clearly stating that IO exception, there is a chance. Throw keyword means there is a chance, okay, not confirm, sure. So like that. Otherwise, you simply remove this one. Okay. Now, after that, this is okay. Now else statement, catch, everything is okay. Now, if I run this code, so let us check that what will be happen. So after this catch block closed, this is for your main method. This is for your main class. Main class. Okay, if you click on this run button, so then try to see what will be happen. So it is taking somewhat time for the first compilation will be done. I told you that what is compilation and execution. Just I want to keep some focus. Compilation is what? Checking for compilation is what? Convert this source code into machine language. But in Java, two-step process will be done here. Two-step process. File is created. File is created. So means your file name dot text. So it is created. So means the first statement, it is by create new file. Okay, file is created. So by this if statement, so statement what? This statement returns a true. This statement create new file method, it returns true. So if file is created, okay, so true means file is created. So if file is not created, it returns false. Okay, so I told you that compilation is what? Under the compilation, whenever you run this button, what happens? Compiler tries to read all the line of code. How much of line of code I have written? Up to 32 line code. No? So 32 line of code from the starting import java.io file. Okay. So it tries to read all that line of code. And if there is an error, it intimates that in which line, 16th line, there is an error, 22 line, there is an error. Okay. At the compilation means I told you that what? These line of code will be converted into, source code will be converted into object code. Means 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. That is called compilation. But in Java, compilation will be done in not directly. Compiler will convert this source code into .java file to class file. .class file means byte code. Okay, and that .class file means byte code will be sent to JVM. JVM will convert that. JVM has an interpreter that will convert that byte code into machine code, means object code. Okay, so compile time errors means at the execution time, exceptions will be detected by JVM, Java Virtual Machine. The compiler will find the errors at the time of compile time. Okay, compile time means 0, whenever that source code is being converted to object code 0, 1, that is compilation. That moment, whatever the exceptions, whatever the errors are there, they are compile time errors. They are what? Syntax errors, type errors. Okay. So they can't be said as, they can't be referred as exceptions. Okay. Exception error, you need to understand difference. Exception will stop the program. Okay, whatever the execution of the flow of execution, that will be stopped. So if exception occurred, see exception, I want to throw an exception here. file object. So here file is created, create new file. So if I put file, so what happened here? Which type of any? See, undefined input output dot main output Java, the type file, the method created new file is undefined because create new file. So it is undefined. And why defined? Because you have not properly mentioned the file name method. Okay. Okay, that is okay. Now, next is what? Now, if you not close this if block, then what happened? If you run this, that is your which type of error? This is syntax error. This is what syntax error. So I told you that syntax errors will be identified at the compilation time. Syntax errors, type errors. Okay. Compilation time. Compilation is what I told you, that source code to be converted into object code 0, 1. Okay. That time, whatever the errors will be, they will be detected by your compiler. Okay. So at the time of execution, 0, 1, these object code to be sent to microprocessor. Microprocessor will convert that machine code to your output. So user as a programmer, I can see that output. So see what output you will get this output properly. File found here. So file is not found. File is not found. Why file is not found here? Why? Okay. So this file is not found. This output is what you are seeing. This file is not found. This else statement is being executed. So now what happened? 0, 1, your object code, now it is converted into what? It is sent to what? Microprocessor. Microprocessor read that 0, 1 because the microprocessor can understand only 0, 1. Machine language. That is called binary language, binary bits, bits, object code. Okay. So the microprocessor understood that 0, 1 and it will give the output result after execution. This is called execution. Execution means execution, run of program, run of program. So after the execution, when 0, 1, whenever microprocessor read that 0, 1, then this result, you are getting this one, execution done. Compilation means only conversion of this source code into object code, means 0, 1. That is only compilation. Under that, whatever the errors are there found, that will be detected by your compiler. They are called compile time errors. They are not runtime errors. Runtime errors, whenever 0, 1 source object code will be sent to microprocessor. Microprocessor understand that 0, 1, and after that, human understandable output will be given. Human, you can understand this. Okay. That moment, if any exceptions, so that moment they are not, they are runtime errors, they are called exceptions. Why exception? Try to compile time errors, they will not stop the execution of flow of your code. Compile time errors, they will not stop the execution of the flow of the program. Runtime errors stop. How? See, if exception occur in any line, suppose you feel that exception occurs here. Okay, so that exception will stop. So compiler stops there. It will not go ahead. Next line of code will not be executed. Next line of code will not be executed. So that is what exception is, interruption of the flow of the application. So application means program is interrupted at 22 line because exception is here at the runtime. Understood that next line of code will not be executed. Okay. So now see what is happening here. File is not found. Okay. So next file Y, file initially created, okay? File is not found, no issue. So your file is created. If I remove this one, nothing, only empty I have kept here, empty quotes. Then what happened here? So see, now this is called Java io.io exception. This is now exception occurred. So that's why I want to show here. Okay, under this constructor is what? Constructor, it is a special method. Under this method of a class, okay, we will keep some parameters. We will pass some parameters, okay, as a values. So now, double quotation marks I have kept and nothing I have written here. Nothing, because I have not put any file name here. I need to keep some word file name here. So now exception occurred. This IO exception part of your input output package. Okay, exception occurred. So if you create any file here, you simply write anything. My name is on dot PDF. Any file, PDF portable document format, TXT, anything, Word, Excel, DOC, document, that is what Excel sheet. XLS means Excel sheet. PDF portable document format. Now let us see what happened. File is created, new file is created. Now you have created a file. Understood that? So as per our, for this algorithm, one is that create object for class created, access that method related with file creation. So that method will be accessed by object. So for this, as per this object created and file in the constructor, I have passed the file. Now conditions I have written. So if file is created, condition. So you condition syntax condition to check condition to check whether file is created or not. So condition already, you know, condition to check what if else statement will be used. Okay, you simply understand condition. Condition we have studied about that if else statements will be used to condition checking. And loops, while loop, for loop, they have another role. They can't be used for condition checking. Okay. Next what? Next algorithm. So as per this, we have written here, if any file is created, so file is created, otherwise file is not found. Okay. After that, once try block, as per this, if it throws any error, so okay, means exception. So that line of code will be kept under try block. So once try block is there, surely you need to, try block must be associated with catch block. Okay, catch block. So this is the code I have written for, that is what you can put one more statement. If exception is there, system dot out println. Okay, you can exception occurred. You can simply write here exception occurred. Okay. Why it is giving error? Not terminated with the semicolon. Not terminated with the semicolon. Exception occurred. Why it is giving error? Single quotation marks you have written. That's why it's giving error. Double quotation marks. It is to be started with ended with the double quotation marks. Okay, now, so here, if we run here, what is file is not found? Okay, no issue. Once created. So if you remove this one, if you keep only empty string, empty quotes here, then exception occurred. Okay. So for our knowledge, if any exception occurred, that is already we know that input output exception will be thrown here by this create new file method. If I use this create new file method to create a new file, so it throws IO exception. There is a chance. That's why we have kept all the lines in try block. So for my knowledge, I have kept one more statement here, exception occurred. Okay. So exception occurred. So that exception what? IO input output exception. As per this compiler stating that if I use create new file method, that is the object method accessed by creation of the object of the file class, which is the part of your input output package. Okay. So now creation of the file. So as per this step by step, okay, we have written that. Next is what? Try to understand that. So once file is created, so next is what? Next reading of file, updating of or deleting of file. So reading of file, we will try to write the code for these will come under input output operations. So next is what? Only creation of the file. So writing. Next is what? Once creation of file, writing to that file, writing to file. Next operation. So how to do once it, okay. So once file is created, so next is what? How to write anything to that file. So second class we will try to understand. So I will try to finish this within 10 or 15 minutes, and after that class will be over and we will meet on next means Saturday. Next today is what? 29, 30 we will meet. You know? So now one more project so you go here, show and run commands, create new Java project, no build tools under this your computer, and in my computer I have only drive, and this my folder. Whatever the code projects I will create, they will keep under Java folder. If any Python related, they will be under Python for the managing, better management. Okay. Yeah, for easy searching of the projects. So now here put one more is what? Input output operation, which is related with write to file. You write like write file. Okay. Write file means what? I want to write to a file. Okay. Enter. Now new where is that? File, open that file, go for your input output. You change this, na? Now this is for what? This is under input output, but I want to find that, just open, that is what? Open file, go for where? Just I have created the file, write to file, na? Under this VS Code Java, write file, W last, write file. This is just I have created. 2912. Okay, under this source, you open this. Okay, now change this as rename. Rename this as what? Write file. Okay. Write file.java. What do you mean of write file.java? Means now my source file becomes write file.java. According to this, my main class name must be equal to write file. Okay. Now my source file is write file and my class name is write file. Now title, we need to file handling in Java, same thing, creation of file, writing to file. Topic is everything is okay to create the file. Na? Here we will write what, change this one as what, to write to the file, write to the file. Okay, this operation, which is related with the input output operations. Okay, as per this algorithm, sequence of statements to solve problem. Okay, this is our write to the file. The same, import the package which supports above operations. Okay, same class, file class, which supports all these operations. So this class, because IO exception, if it is need, we will check back that whenever we write the code. So next is what, create object for class. Okay, object is same created. That is what, file object file. This is created. Okay, so here same try block. This code will be kept under try block. Okay, why? It may, there is a chance. So here we need to do what? See, as I told you that what, for creation, class creation, which file, which class will be useful? File class. For writing operation to a file, so that class will not be, file class will not be useful. Here we will use file writer. One class we will use here, file writer. Okay, in place of this. So now we need to create the object for file writer class. This is the class. So here file io dot file, you keep dot star. Why? Because if I keep dot star here, I can use all the classes of IO package. You remove this one file, okay, put IO dot star. IO dot star means I can import all the, I can use all the packages of this classes of this IO package. Otherwise, I need to put here, I need to specify the particular class name, file writer class that will be used here to write file. Okay, so for this, file writer is in a class which will be used, that is part of input output package. Okay, here you change this as object of what? File writer. Otherwise, simply you keep FW file writer short, you can understand. Okay, this is the object. Now here class name again, file writer class. So under this constructor, this is a class, same syntax. Here you need to specify the your file name. What is your file name? Suppose if you take documents, it also is a document of file for DOC. So Word document. So Word document will be ended with the .doc extension. So this file is created. Now under this, For this, for this file, I want to write. I want to write. How can I write? So here, a method will be used for this class. So the method, how that method will be accessed. Okay. Here I am going to write the code here that obj fw file writer dot. If I keep the dot operator, we will get all that methods here. So I want to use write method. Which method? Write. Write these methods to write that. So I told you that at time of algorithm, you need to check back which is related with the operation, write operation. Okay. So this write method will be used. You click on that write method. Okay. So now write method. Method is what? It must have the brackets and termination with the semicolon. So within this method, I need to put some argument as a string. What you want to write to this file? Anything you can string type of data if you want to keep string. String always must be string will be kept in double quotation marks. You need to put so India is so great country. Okay. If you kept this, so now this string by this method, the method will be used. So this method also throws exception. Understood that this method throws exception. That is IO exception input out. So that's why already we have kept try and catch blocks. Okay. Now this India is so great country. This string that will be written to this document. Okay, by this write method. So no need to write if block here. You remove this one. No any else block here. If block is not there, so no any else block. Now it is okay. Next is what? Once write method used, so that method to be closed. Okay, that is very important. Obj file writer dot close method. We need to use the close. This is close method. If you put one first letter, you will get that. Otherwise, if you put dot operator, you will get all that methods. If you simply keep close method. Now this method is closed. Okay, after writing operation. Next word, you could put simply one statement writing to file successfully done for your successfully done. Okay, done. Now what happened after that? Writing to file successfully done. Why file is not found? No need. File. Okay, no need. Okay. Now why it is giving error? Because try block close it here, and so that's why there's no need of this two. That's why it's giving error, because main class main method close it, main class catch block open close try block open close. Okay, now you run this code. What happened here? Let us see. Writing to file successfully done. Okay, means this string type of data stored written to this document. Okay, this is called writing operation. What is that? Writing, creation of file, writing file. Reading and deletion of the file we will study in Saturday on the 30th. So now time is almost 9:35 and it is going to be 9:40. So we will meet on, okay. And next exception occurred. Na? So suppose if you have not written anything, so then what happened? So if there is no any file, so then it throws any exception. Simply you have, there is no any. So let us see what happened here. So writing to file successfully done. Okay. So something is, if I written this kept as empty code, then what happened? Exception occurred. So the file not found exception. So now here no any input output exception. Here there is no any file is here. So because you want to write some text string type of data by this write method, you want to write, okay, this method is being accessed by the object of file writer class. So now you are getting what, which exception file not found exception, because there is no any file here. We need to keep. So file not found exception. Okay. So now if you keep any file here, then this text, this string will be written to that file. But there is no new file. That's why you are getting, means this try block, it is, it throws input, that is file not found exception. That exception will be caught by this catch block. This file not found exception, it is an object that will be stored in this exception variable, and that will be, you are getting this by this print statement, whatever the exception stored in this as an object in this variable, you are getting this, okay. And finally, you are getting this exception occurred statement, okay. So if you keep any data here, sorry, any file here was to simply, okay, writing to file successfully done, okay. Otherwise, you keep this as a file name somewhat dot doc file, otherwise docx, otherwise it is somewhat xls, okay. So whatever. So writing to file successfully done. Okay, next is what, anything I want to do, so what syntax errors. So I have briefed the what are the exceptions. They are the exceptions, they are runtime errors at the time of execution. So they will be detected by the JVM, not by the compiler. Compile time errors will be detected by the your compiler at the time of compilation. Compilation means the total source code will be converted to 0, 1. Okay, understood that. And okay, you can understand that. Na? Now I'm going to terminate the session. I hope that this class is so useful to you. Okay. And send your feedback and comments whether these classes are useful to you. As I told you that these classes will be uh, conducted thrice of a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sharply at 8 p.m. And if anybody else attending, not doesn't matter, classes will be conducted and kept recorded and kept on YouTube. If you are so busy and you feel that I have no any time, I am keeping my time over enjoying crickets and watching movies and serials. And if you don't have any time, that moment you can refer the videos. Okay, there is no issue. Okay, class will be terminated. Jai Hind.